live from New York City.
You know my travel trigger.
Oh boy, do I know it, because it is the Preston household trigger.
Did you hear about the Beckham family drama?
No. So you and I could spend all day watching TV, sleeping in the same bed for 8 hours a day, but you'll be like, we didn't even see each other today. And I'm like, we were together for 15 hours.
You look stoned.
What's new?
I don't know how this episode's gonna go, because we've had a day already.
Producer Harley's back, so that's good news.
Yeah, but this morning, you two...
Oh, yeah, that was a rough one.
You two made my morning not so great.
Don't knock over the tripod, son.
He's not. He's just laying down.
He woke me up at 6:45 because of his lick attack. That's his way of waking us up. And then he ran over to your side of the bed and put his head on the bed and was like, come on, get up. So I figured it was time to just get up. I'll nap this afternoon if I need to.
Yeah, but then you came back in and you were shuffling
That
about
was
and
my
you were
fault, though.
laughing and you were videoing Harley in the room at 7 o'clock. And at one point, I had the cover like close to my nose. I like snapped it down.
Yeah.
And I just gave you
I got
that
hostage
stare.
Morgan. She snaps her thing down. Her eye mask is now fallen off, but her mouth tape is on. So she just ripped her duvet down, and I just go,
So that's how we started the day.
rough
That's how we
start.
started the day.
I feel like most Saturdays go like that anyway, so.
And then we just did one of my least favorite things. It's like a pro and a con, because we're going to New York next week. Actually, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, we're
been
in New York
We're in.
right now as we speak, because last week I got this email and I thought, wow, this is the perfect event for Dave and I to go to.
Yeah.
Like the two of us together, it could not be more perfectly tailored, because I don't get invited to a lot of events, but I get invited to like, you know, a number of events.
Especially on the East Coast.
Yeah. And so when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh.
I was working and I heard, David, you're not gonna believe it.
And I came in and I think you videoed me telling you about this event. So I'm just going to play the video.
Morgan has just come in the room and said we've been invited to an event that is perfect for us.
And I can't wait to see David's reaction, because this is like us core to a T. So he doesn't know what it is yet, but here it is. Hi, Morgan. This summer, Fresca Mix is bringing its signature.
Fresca, as in nothing tastes like Fresca.
Don't ruin the video. Don't insult the brand.
I'm not insulting the brand. It's just that I haven't heard that in such a long time. Nothing tastes like Fresca. Is that an American thing? Obviously
not.
not.
You're ruining it. You're making it too long.
Go on.
Appraise energy to the course, and you're invited to tee it up with us. To celebrate the launch of What's the Tea by Fresca Mix, a new golf-inspired chat show hosted by comedian Heather McMahan
No.
and reality star Jesse Solomon.
What? We're playing golf with Heather McMahan, the back nine, and Jesse Solomon. Hopefully we get lost on the back nine with her.
I mean, that is us core
That
to a
is
T.
perfect. Where is it?
It's in New York. So we're in New York. We're going to this event, hopefully, to see Jesse and Heather. But everything about traveling bugs me.
Yeah, the booking process, the airport process, the security, the
We're calling
boarding.
this travel triggers.
I like it. Harley doesn't like it. You might not be able to hear that, but he's going,
What is your travel trigger?
My travel trigger is around other passengers' behavior, which probably isn't surprising. And I have two main ones. One is, if it's not your turn to board, don't stand
up
at the gate waiting to board.
No.
The old travel forums call them gate lice.
The travel forums.
Yeah, you know, like
on Reddit.
Yeah, mainly Reddit. But if you know that you're group 3 and
Yeah.
they call group 2, I can understand you like standing up and being ready for you're the next group. But if you're like group 12, brother, don't stand at the front like you're ready to roll.
Because then it gets reversed on you. Like, say you're group 2 and there's somebody that's group like 4, but they're standing out there. If you like are walking past them, I feel like I'm the one doing something wrong because I'm
Right.
like, I'm the jerk here. I'm just cutting this guy who's been standing here forever. When in all actuality, it's like if you're group 5, does it matter if you're standing at the gate or not?
Because of how popular carry-on luggage is and people not wanting to risk check bags, everybody wants to get in before the overhead storage is full up.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate it, but I'm just like, wait until you are closer to your group before you get ready to get to the front. That's probably my main one. And then the other one is, I think everybody will agree with this, but standing up as soon as the plane lands and the seatbelts turn off.
Yeah.
Seatbelt sign turns off. There is no reason to do it, like whatsoever. I understand if your legs hurt, maybe you got to stretch or whatever, but I don't consider the trip over until 3 rows in front of me have disembarked the plane.
Yeah.
I just keep my headphones on. I keep the iPad out. I keep the movie rolling. I just sit there.
Yeah.
Because I'm mentally prepared for the fact that it's not over yet.
Is it a travel trigger when somebody who's in a row behind you tries to get off the plane before you?
Oh my gosh.
Is that the number one travel trigger?
That's
it's
a bad
so
one.
rude.
There have been times where I have said to somebody, I have 28 minutes to get to my next gate. Can I please go ahead?
Yeah.
And like I prepare for it before it happens. But if you're just standing there and you go ahead, or if you're not helping somebody who like is struggling to get their bag down or something, it drives me crazy.
I'll body check somebody for real. I'll do like the wide leg stance.
Yeah.
And like I'll mean mug them. I will be like, nope, it's my turn. I've gotten to that stage in my life where I'm not afraid to like bite back a little bit. If you're going to be rude and try to cut me off, I'm going to be rude and tell you, don't cut me off.
There's been a few times where we've traveled together. You like to sit on the aisle so that you can go to the restroom during the journey without disturbing anybody. And you'll turn to me like during this disembarking process and you'll say it so loud. You'll go, "Is this lady being serious?"
Yeah, I will. I see red a lot these days and I just can't help it.
Travel triggers is like huge for you.
Every part of it is a travel trigger. We just booked the flights 10 minutes ago. That process triggered me. I was getting all worked up and I don't know why.
Almost got conned into paying $100 more for economy normal than economy basic.
Yeah,
or whatever.
listen to this. Is every part of the airline industry just a scam?
Yes.
Because we were booking our flight. It said, pay, $311 to be able to pick your seat. The normal flight was $250. It was like, pay $311 to be able to pick your seat. So we're like, okay, fine. We're the bougie travelers. We'll pick our seat. So then we go to pick our seat and it's like $25 to sit in this seat. And I'm like, didn't we just go from $250 to $311 so that we could pick our seat without having to pay for it?
Right.
And I said today, go back and choose the normal one. So we went back, we chose $250, went to pick our seat. It was $3 more
to pick those same seats that were $25 earlier.
So
we saved a total of like $150, I want to say.
Yeah, by picking the lesser value.
And I realized afterwards it was probably more expensive because we're on a non-refundable ticket. But for an hour-long flight from Cleveland to New York, I'm willing to take that risk.
You know my travel trigger.
Oh boy, do I know it, because it is the Preston household trigger.
And it is?
It is somebody making a chewing sound, somebody chewing gum, somebody breathing, somebody existing, somebody
eating chips.
Oh my gosh.
Anything eating, like.
The amount of times I've sat down in a movie theater, on a plane, on a train, on anything with you, and the second we sit down, we hear a bag of chips go. And I just go, oh no.
I can't help it. It literally drives me nuts. I just don't understand like how people have grown up with absolutely no manners. Why are you popping bubbles of gum as a
that's crazy.
50-year-old adult?
That's crazy.
It drives me insane.
I've had moments where you heard the bags open, we're sitting in a plane, someone's gone, and you will just say out loud, "Oh my gosh." And you know the person heard you. And I'm just sitting there going,
Oh, I want them to hear me. Stop eating like you don't have any manners.
So what did I buy you for your last Christmas present?
Noise canceling headphones.
And are they not the best thing you've ever experienced?
They're the best. And do you know what I named them?
What?
Because you know how like when you connect to the Bluetooth, it shows up as a name. Do you know what I named them?
Misophonia.
I named them No Choose.
Oh, nice.
So pray for us that we don't have any travel triggers. I mean, I guess we would have already have had them, but actually for our next topic, I wanted to combine our worlds for a little bit, pop culture. You're a big soccer aficionado.
I am. I think I know where this is going.
Did you hear about the Beckham family drama?
No. You said to me the other day, drama in the Beckham family, and I was clueless.
Drummer.
Because David Beckham just had his 50th birthday, and I'm always disappointed every year because his birthday and my birthday are like 2 days apart. I think he's May 2nd and I'm May 4th. Or he's May 5th and I'm May 4th. One of those two. And I'm always like, I was so close to being Bex's birthday.
Well, at the 50th birthday, son, Brooklyn, no show.
Wow. 5-0.
And there were like multiple birthday events in Brooklyn, and his wife, Nicola Peltz, didn't show up to any of them. So people were like, that's a big birthday to miss.
5-0 is huge.
And when you're a public figure, somebody like David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, all eyes are going to be on you.
You know it's going to be in the press if you don't show up.
So do you have any theories about why maybe Brooklyn Beckham isn't getting along with his famous parents?
I mean, it has to be something with the relationship, right?
Seemingly. Allegedly. Allegedly, it all started whenever they were planning the wedding.
Isn't her family like multi-billionaire, billionaires?
You said that the other day, but I don't know off the top of my head. So apparently this starts way back when Brooklyn and Nicola got engaged and planning the wedding. There was like this big blowout with the wedding. You need to go back and listen to the deep dive this week on MPT. But there was all these things with like the planners and not telling Victoria what was going down with the planning. And then
I bet she loves that side of things.
And, she's a dress designer. So Nicola did not wear a Victoria Beckham dress. And she was asked about it, and she was like, yeah, it's just logistically, it didn't work out, whatever. Well, fans noticed that Victoria specifically after the wedding went on Instagram and was like, so happy that I got to dress so many of my close friends and family.
The wedding's already happened.
Yeah, they're married. But people around that same time were noticing like the social interaction was not happening as much because they used to be like one big happy family,
right.
Islands in the stream, dancing in the kitchen.
Yep.
People are noticing that the social media activity is a little bit different. And then you have like the wedding fiasco with planning allegedly being a nightmare, and then the dress. And it just seems like the narrative is that Nicola and Victoria don't get along.
Interesting. Which is surprising to me because it's like first son getting married, first child getting married. Like you would think she wants to be more involved. Maybe there was just a bit of
maybe
headbutting.
I think she was too involved.
Yeah, but I mean, is that enough drama to not show up to your father's 50th birthday?
I think it depends on like the level of, you have to also remember that while we like idolize these people, they probably have gotten everything they wanted at any time of the day with the snap of their finger. So if it's like Victoria's vision for the wedding was different from Nicola's vision of the wedding, and they were like clashing over that, it's like it becomes an ego thing at some point.
Yeah, because you're not making compromises of like, oh, this one's cheaper than that one.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm saying it's more like, I want this.
Yeah.
And I will get it.
You
can.
There's also a side feud with Romeo, the younger son.
Yeah.
Between Brooklyn and Romeo, allegedly. because Romeo is now dating a girl named Kim Trumbull, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
And plot twist, at one point, Brooklyn dated Kim Trumbull. So
Interesting.
would you ever date somebody that your older brother has dated?
No, probably not.
Allegedly. I have to say allegedly because that keeps the lawyers off our back.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Brooklyn is like, you should be wary of this girl because I don't think her intentions are
Interesting.
good based on my experience, which sounds like he's being a good protective brother, right?
Especially in their status, if you experience somebody like coming after you for a certain thing,
Yeah.
you might be like, not never again.
Yeah.
And not to anybody else in my family either.
So, like, at face value, I'm like, okay,
Yikes.
well, Brooklyn is right about that. But I feel like anytime, especially in a family dynamic, if you have one person at the center of a lot of family drama, odds are the one person is the drama. So is
Interesting.
Brooklyn the drama?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've obviously don't know him personally.
Well, you did meet him in a train station.
We did meet him one time. We were coming back from Paris, and this is what's interesting is at the time he was with a totally different girl.
Do you remember who he was with?
I can't remember, but she was a model.
Because you know he also dated Lexi Wood from Summer House. And I'm wondering
interesting.
if that was his girlfriend at the time that we ran into him.
No, it definitely wasn't. I remember like not knowing who
I
she
remember
was.
it being a blonde. Well, we wouldn't
No,
have
it
known who
wasn't.
Lexi
It
Wood
was dark
was.
hair. She had dark hair.
No.
I remember they were standing next to each other when I
Oh yeah,
introduced
you actually
myself.
did go up and introduce yourself.
I would have remembered. She at the time seemed way younger than Lexi from Summer House. Anyway, so we've just come back from Paris on the train between London and Paris, and Valentine's Day weekend. So he had taken his girlfriend to Paris. Valentine's Day, big romance, and I said we saw him on our train first of all. And we walked straight past him, and I said to you, I cannot not say hi to him if he's this close to me.
He's like your idol's son.
Right. And so I walked up to him. I said, hey, man, I know this must happen to you all the time. I just wanted to say what's up. And if you ever fancy it, come play for Fulham as a joke, like to play for the football team I support. And he was like, oh, yeah, cheers, mate. And he was like, no, I'm all right, thanks. So he just sort of parred me off on the Fulham joke. But it was just a fine interaction, you know. That was that. I like intentionally didn't hang around. I wanted
Yeah.
because he was just waiting for his driver to pick him up after the train.
So describe your interaction with Brooklyn Beckham in one word.
For some reason, like just dry is coming to mind. Like very, like stone-walled. I mean, it's hard because he must get it all the time.
Yeah,
but
it
I
would
would just
be
say
so
like,
annoying
yeah,
if
just
you were him.
No, like reciprocal engagement. No, like whatever. Where did you just come from? What am I expecting? A big chat with the boy?
Yeah, you probably are.
But I know that having been the oldest son in that family when David and Victoria were possibly in the top 5 biggest global stars in the world.
Yeah, especially together.
When he was peaking, she was peaking, and you're a young boy in that. I can just imagine there being a lot of things that you've had to work through as a family through that limelight.
Yeah.
And I figure one day they'll just sort of resolve it all. But it's interesting. I didn't realize that he didn't go to his birthday. So I think all that's left to say is happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday, David Beckham.
Interesting. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, you're welcome. We need to come up with like a little slogan for that type of segment. Like, what's coming to my mind is, you remember that show Clarissa Explains It All?
No.
You know nothing from my
Clarissa
childhood.
Explains It All.
Yeah, we'll go down a YouTube rabbit hole later. But like, it needs to be like a Morgan Explains It All type situation. Or David Explains It All if it's something like golf related or soccer related.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't even explain why the New York trip is a good fit for both of us.
Because it's golf related.
It's golf related.
Yeah.
Heather is coming out with a show.
Heather and Jesse.
Oh, really? They're doing it together?
That's what I made of the email.
Huh. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
we'll see.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. I want to pitch to you that we should do a pod for live from New York. Not live, but actually from New York.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
No, not we'll see. I'm convincing you now we are.
We gotta talk about it.
What are we going to
We
do
gotta
all day on Wednesday?
You have to work still.
Yeah, but like before we go to the airport or whatever that
You're
night.
gonna work until 5:30, and our flight leaves at 9.
Yeah, but take a little cheeky lunch break. It takes us 30 minutes to record these.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen. I mean, I shouldn't say never, but your perception of time is so off. Like, I am sorry to say that, but it just is.
I know it is, but I feel like... Anyway, we can talk about this later.
In the meantime, we have to kick our son Harley out of here because he's licking, he's scratching, and we're actually getting ready to do a topic about him. So I would rather him not hear what we're about to say.
Harley, you have been expelled. Come on, son.
I know. Okay, well, you said it. I said it. Here's the topic. Do you consider your dog your child?
Yes.
Hard yes?
Hard yes.
Explain your thoughts. Stand behind your decision.
I call him my son. I look at him when he looks out the window and I think, what a beautiful boy. I put him in the passenger seat of my truck while we're driving with the windows down and the wind's blowing. I'm like, my boy, I'm so proud of you. Look at you. You're just living life and making me happy.
90% of our conversations revolve around our dog.
And the funniest part about it is that he actually is not our dog, but he is our dog.
He is our dog in our hearts.
Yep.
You know, that's a highly contested argument about whether or not people should call their pets their children.
Really?
Yeah.
I would just think everybody considers them.
Because some people take the stance of like, your dog is not equivalent to a child. It takes so much more to raise a child, to be responsible for a child. So there will be childless people, dinks like us, that are like, oh, my dog is my son. And sometimes it really ticks off, you know, parents of human children.
Yeah, actual parents with humans. Do you think that opinion will change for us then? Like, if we have a child while we still have Harley, surely we're going to be like...
Harley is our son. He is our son.
I know. I'm not saying that will change, but do you think you might like switch up in the ranks?
I do sometimes have the thought of like, if I love my dog this much, imagine how much I'll love half of me and half of you in a little baby form.
Yeah, that is true. Why do we always end up talking about babies on this show?
Because we're at that point in life where it starts to be more of a thought.
Yeah.
But I have this fun little thing for us.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you know that more than 50% of pet owners say they would choose their pet over their partner in a life or death situation?
Would you do that?
Our house is burning down. I'm in the bedroom. Harley's in the basement.
You have thought about this.
Which room are you going to first?
I'm going to you. And then I'm saying to you, we gotta go get our son.
Yeah, I think it would be the same. I'm going to you, but Harley would be immediately after.
Babe, the house is burning down. You can come with me to get Harley or you can stay here on your own. I can't help you get out.
Okay, how about this? 62% of people say they sleep better at night with their dog in the bed as opposed to their partner.
I can believe that with you for sure. Because you get so upset when Harley's not on the bed. You're like, come on, son, get on the bed.
Yeah, but you'd have to be out.
I know, I get that.
And like the answer is yes, 100% I sleep better with Harley there as opposed to you. But just from the standpoint...
because he sleeps on my side of the bed.
He sleeps on your side of the bed. He doesn't take up as much space.
He takes up my entire leg space.
He does rustle around a little bit more than you, which is actually saying something because you're quite the rustler.
I do. I'm a pretty restless sleeper.
Okay, here's one that's like a little less serious, a little less intense.
Okay.
You have an hour to spend and do whatever you want. Anything in the world you want. You get to have the best day ever. Mm-hmm. Do you spend that hour with Harley, our dog, or me, your wife?
I thought you said it was a whole day. Now I've only got an hour?
1 hour. The silence is loud. The silence.
I think there's a lot of
loud.
nuance. There's a lot of nuance.
What's the nuance?
The nuance. I don't know why that's been such a popular word of mine lately. If I've been with you for most of the day already, I'm going to take the hour to go hang out with Holly. It's that simple. The thing is with you is that unless we're intentionally like face to face, we're hanging out, we're not together. So you and I could spend all day watching TV, sleeping in the same bed for 8 hours a day, but you'll be like, we didn't even see each other today. And I'm like, we were together for 15 hours.
That's so true.
We've literally been to breakfast together, and later that day you've said to me, we haven't even hung out together. We haven't done anything.
Because it's about quality and not quantity.
I'm just so used to the days when I used to go to an office for like 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, and we weren't even living in the same country, and you'd be like, you haven't spoken to me all day. I was like, yeah, because I wasn't here. Now I work from home. We're physically in the same property together 24 hours a day. And I'll take a break for lunch. We'll have a coffee together. We'll hang out for a few minutes here and there. You'll come in and ask me a question about the camera or the equipment. So we've interacted during the day. It's time to hang out.
No, because you always choose other things to like your night. The nightcap is really the only time that we have to like sit and talk and eat dinner and enjoy hobbies together because you are working all day. We might be physically in the same building. Mentally, we are not in the same building.
I get that. I do get that. But it's...
So at the end of the day, you're always like, oh, I'm just going to play Xbox for 15 hours. Or, oh, I'm just going to watch 5 YouTube videos. And I'm like...
15 hours.
I'm like, can't we do something together? We haven't done anything together all day.
You cook, I come out, we eat, we watch a show, and then I'm like, cool, I'm going to jump on for a cheeky Xbox or something.
Okay, how about this? Instead of me getting your time and attention on your lunch break, why don't you play your Xbox on your lunch break?
Because that would drive you absolutely insane.
It drives me insane anyways.
I would never be able to step out of my office and be like, oh, I'm just hitting up the Xbox room here. And she'd be like, oh, get a job. Wow, I didn't think this one was going to be the main topic here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I guess we need some more, like, we're not in therapy, but that seems to be something that we need to discuss a little bit deeper. Because that went from 0 to 100.
Yep. What was the question again?
Would you choose me or Harley to spend an hour with?
Yeah. Again, it's
know
about
what
the
it
nuance.
Actually is, it all comes down to this, is that all of my hobbies include hanging out with you. And all of your hobbies include not hanging out with me. Specifically not hanging out with me.
That's very true. And I think that comes down to the fact that you're a homebody and I wouldn't say I'm not a homebody. I just, when I work from home, that's when I want to do something different afterwards.
I work from home and I could stay home
exactly. That's
7
the
out
difference.
of 7 days a week.
I want to go to the park with a dog. I want to go to the driving range. I want to drive the truck.
I did see a TikTok this week
that was like, what, let your husband live?
That said, you should take interest in your spouse's hobbies. And the girl was playing golf and the guy went to a hot yoga class.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I need you to tell me what your hobbies are, because your hobbies to me are are watching the shows that you cover on your podcast, which is great. And I'm very supportive of that. Here we are doing this right now. We're going to New York. What else do you like to do?
I wanted you to come to my Orange Theory classes with me, and you wouldn't do it because you're like, oh, I'm the only guy in the class.
No. That is not the reason I don't go to Orange Theory with you anymore. I used to go to Orange Theory with you.
You went 3 times.
No, I got a 10-pack of classes and I used the 10-pack. So there's proof there. I might even have one left.
I don't think you went to 10 classes.
I'm pretty sure I did. I'll go on my app.
Okay, go on the app.
I don't have my phone with me right now.
Later.
But what I was saying...
Why don't you go to Orange Theory? Because it's a lot of cardio. You don't
I just think I'm like... Here we go again with me talking about being unlucky that I'm 150 pounds. But I can't, if I do intense cardio 3 times a week.
But then they do weightlifting, and it's not 3 times, it's twice. And you can walk, and you can ride a bicycle.
I know, but I play soccer on Fridays, and if I've done Orange
That's
today,
another hobby that doesn't include me.
Yeah, I'll pull my muscles because I've been running too much. I just don't like doing that much high intensity workout in a week is all.
My hobbies are hanging out with you and my dog.
I know, it's true. Wow, what a sad realization that we've just come to together.
That I don't have a life.
No, that's not true. You do have a life. It's just your life is at home and you like it that way.
That's a good way to put it, Dave.
You're not unhappy. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, this is the way you want it. So I support you, but then I also want to be outside. Moving on, let's talk about the Seriously Award of the Week. And I think I know what it is for 2 reasons. One, I saw your notes, but do we have any Survivor listeners out there? I'm pretty sure we will.
The Seriously Award of the Week goes to the entire Survivor Season 48 cast. Because what are you doing?
Oh,
What are you? I mean, really, what are you doing?
if you're not watching season 48 of Survivor, don't start. Don't start. Because for a couple weeks now, Morgan's been saying Morgan is like a veteran Survivor
the
watcher.
biggest fan ever. Like, let me just say, it's actually my favorite show. I know
Of all time, yeah.
I know I watch a lot of shows. I commentate on a lot of shows. Survivor is my favorite.
And for the last couple of weeks, Morgan's been saying to me, this is the worst Survivor season I've watched. And I'm like, give it a break. It's not that bad. I've actually enjoyed some of these characters. I'm really enjoying Kyle. The Eva Jo dynamic in the beginning was really heartwarming. Camilla, I think, is a great player and she's going to go far. And I was just waiting. Something big was going to happen. And in the last episode was the moment. I was like, yes, here we go. Everything's about to break. Linkin Park, I'm about to break. Everything you say to me. I felt like that was going to happen this episode.
Yeah.
And they did nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
So the Seriously Award of the Week.
What are they thinking? Really, what are they thinking? You have Joe who's like running away with it. Like if he gets to the end, the narrative is that Joe is going to win because they have like this integrity alliance, the strong 4, whatever it is. Joe has won pretty much every single individual immunity. He lost last week by 1 block. He lost by a millisecond. So to think that they're going to have another shot like of him not winning immunity, you almost didn't even get that shot to take him out. And what do? They eliminate Mary.
What are they doing? Do you think that's it? Joe's won now?
Here is my Survivor conspiracy theory for this season 48. I know everybody says Joe's the front runner, Eva would be second. But I actually think that the people that are on the jury are like me and look at this integrity alliance as kind of being condescending.
Yeah.
Because I do understand, like, they're like, we're just telling people exactly how it is. We're not lying to them. We're letting them know, hey, you're going next. But if you're the one on the bottom, like, that is condescending to me. And we're here to play a game. And the game involves lying and deceiving.
We're taking the top to the final.
And making strategic moves, which people can argue that staying in a strong alliance is a strategic move. It's very old Survivor. That's another conversation going on right now. But I think the jury don't like the moral superiority of the strong 4. And you know what proved it? The stand-up moment.
Yeah, true.
Do it.
Who am I?
Puff your chest. No, it was like down here.
Well, we're trying to get my biceps out.
And the funny part about it is you have to realize, well, we watch it on TV. It has background music. It was complete silence.
Silence. It was the most odd thing ever, the stand-up. But I think you're right, because you have to either play the middle and people respect that, or you make a comeback from the bottom.
Yeah.
and then you win that way. And I think that's why Kyle and Camilla have such a good chance of winning.
Yeah.
Getting votes from the jury. I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. Oh, who's your final three right now?
Either Joe or Eva. I think the duo, one of them will make it, and then Kyle. One of Kyle and Camilla, one of Eva and Joe, and Shaheen.
You have to pick three.
Shaheen, Joe, Kyle.
Okay,
I got to put a girl in there, Camilla.
Okay, I think it's going to be Eva, Kyle, and I want to say Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch actually could get in there as well. I think it's pretty wide open now that Mary's gone, to be honest.
And that's why some people think it's going to make for a better ending. Because I heard a quote from Jeff Probst this week. We remember season 47. Loved season 47. I loved Genevieve. Rachel was a great winner. The
Operation Mob Boss or Italian Job.
Operation Italy. Sam was great. Andy was great.
Yeah.
Teeny drove us a little nuts.
Yeah.
But I heard a quote from Jeff that said he thought season 47 was going to be a question mark among fans, and season 48 was going to be a slam dunk.
Interesting. I almost feel like it's been simmering and it's going to start picking
It
up.
has to.
That's my hope.
It better. Because if these people don't get Joe out of Survivor 48, why did you play the game to begin with? Kyle, Camilla, I'm looking at you, mostly because I'm rooting for the both of you, but you got to get it together.
The fun part is in our personal Survivor draft, I have Camilla and you
I
have
have Kyle. And from the beginning, Kyle was my number one win pick.
He's playing a proper game. If everybody knew he was an attorney, he would have been gone a long time ago.
So there you have it.
That's a good Cersei Award of the Week because it's neither of us.
Yeah, somebody else for a change.
That's one in the bucket of an award that's not us. We were supposed to do a leaderboard. Remember when Lisa Vanderpump got it?
I do remember. Guess what? We got a new review.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think we have any reviews.
We do. It's from Meg. It says, fabulous show, 5 stars. Seriously love this podcast. I laugh every episode. As a fellow Clee girly, I want to be friends with you guys. Well, come on. What are you waiting for, sister?
Oh, that's so nice.
Let's go get some tacos.
Leave us a review, as always, if you haven't already. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, this Seriously Show on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thanks for managing all that. You're doing such a great job.
I know.
Is that it for the week?
Yeah, we're going to New York.
The next episode will be recorded in New York City, whether Morgan likes it.
Do you want to make a bet?
Not.
It's not happening.
$25.
Okay, we'll see.
$25.
The prize pot is at $25.
$25. My name is Alan Cummings, and you are the new traitors.
You've picked up a new nervous habit.
What? Rubbing my eyes? Babe, you have to understand. I cannot not move my body. I have to be moving at all times. I cannot sit still.
We're going to work on it.
This is pain for me right now, watch. I'm like burning inside.
You look stoned.
What's new? Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next week. Fly from New York City.